Welcome back. We have an update from Eloro Resources Limited, trades on the OTCQX under the symbol ELRRF and on the TSX under the symbol ELO. It's an exploration and mine development company with a portfolio of gold and base metal properties in Bolivia, Peru, and Quebec. Happy to welcome VP of Corporate Development, Chris Holden. Welcome back to the conference today, Chris. Excited for your update.
Hey, great. It's thanks for having us, and it's great to be back. So just a little update since we presented in early September, kind of one of the things I'd like to highlight. There's a couple of big things. We did an equity financing, so we're fully cashed up. Secondly, some great drill results, and then kind of a little bit of a teaser of what we think is going to be the big opportunities over the next 4 to 6 months in the company. So cautionary language, I will skip all over that. Basically, so in mid-September, we did a 14 million Canadian raise in the Canadian market. We did some participation on the US side as well. So right now we're at about 107 million shares outstanding. Management still owns a considerable amount of stock, 25%. Majority of that money has been self-funded. It's not through options and or RSUs. So our commitment is to get this equity price higher because our largest single shareholder is Tom Larson, our CEO. So he has a vested interest as well. Analyst coverage, Cantor Fitzgerald and Haywood Securities still stays the same, and we're hoping to get more people on this. Probably, we haven't seen this slide here before, but I kind of like to highlight, since there's lots of deals going on in the critical mineral space, what we have available to us in our Iska Iska deposit in Bolivia. It is our sole focus right now. It is where all our capital is deployed, and this is where we think the best growth potential is for the company. We have 298 million ounces of silver. It ranks third globally in undeveloped silver resources. Our zinc, we got about 4 million tons. That ranks in the top 10. And not too many people can say this, but in terms of tin, we have 130,000 tons, and we're in the top 10 at as well. So we have a slew of critical minerals that is available to us within Iska Iska. We don't have any strategic shareholder. That is our goal in the next 6 to 8 months or a year, is to look for somebody that can help bring this forward into a producing mine in the next 3 to 4 years. So these are our drill results from September 17th, and I'd really like to spend a little bit of time on this, given the importance they were on the tin side. It was a 5-hole program. The system definition, we have a large deposit, about 1.4 kilometers in circumference. The higher grade portion of that is now expanded to basically 500 by 500 by 800 meters width. So you're getting a true size of the deposit at this level. It's not only the expansion of the higher grade, but it's also becoming a definition program where we're starting to drill, infill, and get those higher grades that was kind of missing in our first MRE. So we had a large MRE of about 560 million tons, and I'll just use the silver for example, was 14 grams silver. The smaller, higher grade portion of it was 110 million tons at 24 grams. And I'll show you on the next slide, we think we can get that to between 180 to 200 million tons in between 25 to 35 grams silver. So when we initially started this exploration program, silver was $22 an ounce. We're now sitting over 40. So you can see just over the 3 to 4 years that we've been drilling on this, the value that we've created, not only from increased drilling activity, but fortunately from a commodity standpoint, we always thought silver was undervalued. It's showing itself now. So I'd kind of like to highlight just a couple of the key holes. DSB 87 was 213 meters of 0.5% tin. And so when you're looking at the market and when we use our cutoffs, we're kind of looking at economic grade is really anything above 0.25% or 0.3. So that's kind of double what we're looking at from a profitability perspective, that we know that we can get some significant value added into our economic model. And one of the things that we really like to highlight with that as well is that even with those high tin numbers, we're still getting background of 25 to 35 gram silver, which is fantastic for us. And, you know, that's kind of just highlighting the potential of this deposit. Now, one of the things that we really wanted to highlight, and it's kind of a thing that kind of shocked us to some degree, was the DSB 85, where the high grade intercepts of, you know, 38 gram silver over 22, beginning at the 58 meter mark. And in some cases, we've seen some silver at the 25 meter. And when we were initially doing our modeling, we didn't think we would actually get any silver till that 100 meter down, and it was going to be, you know, overburden and the cost of stripping that. And when we start to see numbers like this is really going to change the economics of the deposit, because realistically, we only have to go down 25 meters and we're getting, you know, 35 to 50 grams silver. It's a big change in the economics for us. So we're really excited about having a resource update to the market by year end, because we really want to highlight what these drill results change the economic of the deposit. So when we look at our 12 intercepts, the top 12 we get here, you can see that DSB 87, even though it was a banger of a hole, really kind of sits at, you know, the top 9, top 10 from a profitability standpoint when it comes to this. So as we start to infill and we do these step outs, it's to improve the economics. Like, we raised 14 million. Our goal is to increase the economics. It's not to do some wildcatting and to step off to the side. We already have a very good idea of what the resource is. We need to do some infill to get that grade up and to get a good economic model. And that's what our plan is. So look for a resource update by the year end, and look for our initial preliminary economic assessment sometime in early 2026. And it would be, as a corporate development guy, it would be hard for me not to highlight that if you look at our valuation level on an in situ level and what we're valued in the ground from a silver perspective, we're sitting at about 10 cents an ounce in the ground. Now, it's going to cost us some to get out. There is a Bolivia overhang, but I would like to point out that we are going through Bolivian elections in October. We have centrist to right wings in the country that are going to take this in a different direction, I would say akin to what we're seeing in Argentina. I mean, there's cross communications, they're on the border. You know, from the discussions that we have in country with our legal staff, with our employees, there's a huge hope going forward. And I mean, we've had discussions with the government in the past because they're frustrated because they can't get any international monies into the country from large developers, because that's what they need at this point. And we'd be more than happy to help them with that. The reality of it is that, you know, international law, they kind of said, you know, if there's any arbitration, it has to go to the Bolivian Supreme Court. First thing we said is that's impossible. You have to bring it back. And so they knew that a long time, and they never really did anything about it. And the candidates that we're talking to now know that is a huge impediment to international investment. And that is one of the first things they're going to address when they get into the government. Both candidates have said that, so we're pretty confident in that. So look for some exciting news in terms of drilling, look for a PEA, look for a resource update, you know, taking that high grade, you know, that 110 million tons to 150 to 200 million tons, 30 to 35 grams silver, and look for some exciting results in the election. We're all pretty excited about that. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Chris. A few questions with the time we have left. Doug asks, are there legal or political or cultural limitations to your expansion?
No, I mean, we are in the Potosi department around Tupisa. It's an old mining community. Where we're located, we're on private land, so there's no issues where we have to deal with Comoball. We've signed up all the communities in the neighborhood around the deposit within a 50-kilometer radius, so they're all on board. You know, when we've had to slow some drilling in the past, they get very frustrated because they're looking for employment. Impediments, there really hasn't been that much. I mean, it is South America, so things move a little slow, and we've been frustrated with some of the permitting process because it's taken longer than what we'd hoped. But everybody wants to get this development going forward. Like San Cristobal in country is the largest generator of tax revenue for the country. They know what mining can do to grow the economy, and they're anxious to have us, be the next one come aboard.
Wonderful. Great place to be. Thank you so much, Chris, for this update, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, we'll be right back.